Damn rookies. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Gets that go-ahead solo home run there in the 4th.
Sure did, man.
Thanks to Fox. Now, I've been dreading this. I have to talk to Sean Salisbury about his Astros. Yeah, how you doing, bud?
What's up there, Sean? How you doing, buddy? Let me add a little life to the program here.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm probably doing a little better than you are today, baseball-wise there, brother.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. That guy doesn't play like a rookie, does he? You lose a guy who demands or wants 10-year contract for $350 million. How are you going to replace Carlos Correa? Well, he goes to the Twins, doesn't make the playoffs. The rookie wins the Gold Glove. The ALCS MVP is going to be the MVP of the World Series if play keeps up the next game or two, or at least close, and hits the ground running. Unbelievable this run the Astros have been on, and that kid has got. He's got postseason DNA, man, and he's got pressure DNA. It's been fun to watch, and here they are again, 3-2 lead, and I couldn't root harder for Dusty Baker. It should be fun to close this one out if they can.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love Dusty, and of course you're not going to root against your team, but if someone's going to win a World Series or deserves to win a World Series, finally it's Dusty. And
I've labeled him Rock forever, and Manuch is the Andy Reid of baseball.
Perfect. Yes.
A guy
very good, Sean.
Everybody loves. Everybody's wanted to win a championship, and until Andy had won one, he'd been close a handful of times, and he won one in the whole world. Even people who rooted against the Chiefs were happy, and I think Dusty's in that same situation. And then Andy got his Hall of Fame. He's going to Hall of Fame anyway. Before he got the Super Bowl trophy, and now Dusty same way, Hall of Famer. And this is just another stamp on their great careers.
Do you think it was the combined no-hitter that's kind of put the Phillies in? Because I didn't. We talked about it the other day, and I didn't think it was that big a deal. It was big, and then how it opened up yesterday with Schwarber goes yard. I'm like, I'm taking the over. I mean, this is going to be great. But
right.
They really Verlander pitches his best game in the postseason.
Yeah, to me, after coming off that where they, take that lead and everything's going crazy, 5 home runs and got the McCullers. And the most talented pitcher on their staff, guys, I'm talking about just pure raw talent, is Christian Javier. He just is. So I said,
sick
pitch. The guy is filthy, and he's nasty, and he's got that late jump on his fastball. And it's not 100, but it feels like it's about $105 the way it moves. And I think what happened after they got shut out, and he comes back and does that, and puts a stop on the rest of the bullpen, who's been phenomenal all year. They take care of that. And then you get a couple clutch hits, and Verlander grinds. After that, everybody's thinking the same thing. How does he go up and get that fastball out of the strike zone, Schwarber, and then shut him down and get to the bullpen, man? If you can get to the bullpen with a lead this year, for the most part, it's been one of the most productive bullpens in the last 2-3 decades. They've been phenomenal. So I'm not saying it's over by any means, but the one thing Fromber can do is he throws a lot of ground balls, and being able to get back home. If you keep Harper and Schwarber in the ballpark, for the most part, you got a chance to beat them. But it's still going to be a hell of a battle to get there, but they're one step closer.
What I thought was gutsy or big cojones for Christian was to throw 70 fastballs out of the 97 pitches and say, okay, we're down 2-1. I'm just going to come after you. And your point, he was clocking 98 to 99. I thought the same thing. I thought he's throwing harder, but the ball moves. So why throwing off speed? He threw a few curveballs and a couple of change-ups here and there.
Yeah, and Manuch, he hides the ball so well. And then the ball with that late life, like you said, 94, 95, it's there. And I thought Smoltz described it perfectly. Think about when you're going out what late life means, playing catch.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden a guy throws it and the ball gets to you. You don't get to the ball,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
All over you, and that's what happened. And he kept throwing it. And the night before, McCullers, who's off-speed slider, curveball, slider. I mean, 80-70% of the time did not want to throw a fastball. Did not. And look what happened. They're sitting back and keeping their way back and hammering him, even if they knew it was coming. And Javier's been like this. He's like, I don't care. And look how he's up in the strike zone. And if you attack Harper there, it's got to be up on the inner half. And he went after him. And that kid, as you look at him, he's like, oh, this is supposed to be a big moment. He's like 25. There wasn't one bead of sweat on him. It's like, it must suck to be talented and be able to move that. But he is filthy and nasty. And there's people who want to start him Game 7 on short rest if they get there, but I think that he'll still start McCullers, but it'll be a short leash if they get there. But they got to get through Fromber first, so that'll about to be interesting. He's pitched more innings than anybody in baseball this year, so we'll see how the Phillies react to a big-time ground ball pitcher.
Sean Salisbury here on Rock Manooch with Jimmy B. The other game last night, which that one, all right, that wasn't bad, but I was a little nervous.
He's feeling better now,
They
Sean.
were down 7-0, and I'm like, oh no, this kid is going to be a bad night at the watering hole. What can you say about Jalen Hurts right now? I mean, is he your MVP, or are you leaning towards Josh Allen or someone else?
Well, I thought, Allen's obviously the one that everybody, you look at him, you say, this dude's different, but Jalen Hurts, let me put it to you this way. He's no doubt in the MVP race.
Yeah.
And if you said, Sean, Eagles or the field in the NFC, I'm taking the Eagles, not the field, because I think the NFC is fairly weak this year. There's going to be Vikings, Cowboys hanging around, but give me the Eagles because they upgrade their defense with Quinn. We know their weapons, all that stuff that we've already talked about. I'll tell you what, I think there's no player in the league that has earned more pay on their next contract in 2022 than this guy.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. I think if his poise has always been there, and you look at last night, he rushed for 20-some yards. He's also proving to defensive coordinators and defenses that or if he runs the ball, okay, but man, can he beat you throwing it? Well, have a look around. 20-something, high percentage last night, those 2 touchdowns. He protects the ball. He can beat you in multiple ways now. He makes awesome decisions with the football in his hand. And like Javier, when's the last time you saw Jalen Hurts look like he was sweating? He just doesn't. Mm-hmm. It's just so and think about all from Alabama to Oklahoma, he can't throw, or man, he had to transfer. At no time have you ever heard him make an excuse, apologize for having to transfer, or, say, well, yeah, I can't believe these guys don't think I can throw. All he's done is keep going to work and keep doing his thing. And now instead of, well, do they have a future? And Sirianni's coaching him up great. They're putting him in position to be successful, got him weapons. And 2 in the AFC is doing the exact same thing. The irony is they're both from Alabama, just the way they're doing it different. But Hurts can beat you even if he doesn't have to. You're damn right. You're staring at a couple $100 million coming up. And think about that. That's a second-round pick that they wondered 12 months ago if he was going to be their franchise quarterback, and here we are.
Sean, it's interesting. You see some of these quarterbacks, and they're stallions, right? They want to come out of the gate and just go full bore. But the thing I had to learn, and I'm sure you did too, and I think that when you hear Justin Fields, Jalen talk about it as well too, is that to calm down or to gear down. And the conversations that Sirianni had with him was, just trust me, just relax and trust where we're going here. And I think he finally gets that piece of quarterbacking, at least what I'm seeing.
So I agree. The light switch goes on at some point. For some, it's a year. For some, it's 6 months. Some, it's quantum leaps. Some, it's slow. And trust, and that's part of it why some guys don't have success, the ability to get buy-in from the coach to the player to the coach, and trust with what the coach is teaching you and coaching you about. It's going to sustain you. And for the coach to trust that he sees the evolution of that and the quarterback grow. And you guys know this, no matter how good you are physically, if you don't keep up with the processing information and doing all the off-season stuff, mechanics, and pulling the trigger, throwing to windows, he's now throwing people open instead of waiting. It starts to come together. So he's made quantum leaps. And Manooch, you know this in training quarterbacks. A lot of times what happens when you're young, the mind speeds up and the feet slow down because you're think about when you're doing it, you feel like your feet are in quicksand when your mind's playing tricks on you because you feel like there's 15 guys. Now flip it. His mind is slowed down. It's slowed way down. Should I say slowed, not slown? Slowed way down. And his feet are speeding up, which is a good thing. Urgency with the lower half and the upper body, and the quiet upper body and a quiet mind allows him to go through his progressions. This kid has, how could you not root for him? And he is validating Philadelphia's belief in him. They are a definite, legitimate Super Bowl threat, obviously, and they may very well be the best team in football. Regardless of the record, Buffalo knows, as so does Kansas City. Philadelphia is not far behind, even if they are behind.
Sean, what if it's the head coach? And we're talking what we deal with and what we're watching here in Phoenix with Kyler Murray and the issues that we're seeing. And this is 4 years now, and we all know he's a hell of a player in Kyler Murray, but man, they're missing. They're just play calling's horrible. Yeah. The the signs that we're seeing watching these guys, it's just not a good spot.
I think, Sean, it's the inconsistencies after 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Saying.
Yeah, spectacular once in a while.
Yeah.
The one thing that's consistent is they're inconsistently
Yes.
good,
Yeah.
right? And the truth is they both are similar from where they came from as far as offensive philosophy, Kliff and Kyler. So at what point in time can we quit saying, ooh, look at these, look at all the potential? Well, that's fine, but potential gets coaches fired and quarterbacks traded or lose their starting job. Both are, and we've somehow labeled them, ooh, spectacular, brilliant mind for Kliff, and he can coach him, and Kyler, all this talent and wonderful quarterback. Well, here we are. If this was somewhere else, wouldn't people be getting impatient?
Oh, yeah.
And if you're not, it's got to change from protections and how to do it. So all that flash and dash in college, and when you see it spectacular once in a while, consistency, sustaining consistency is what wins. And I'm going to tell you, we're at the point now that if this doesn't get changed around soon, you're going to have to interrupt that two-man show, and whether it's Kliff or Kyler, and find a change, because right now it's not good enough, consistently enough for me to say star coach, star player, star potential. I don't care about the potential, because right now it looks the same as it's looked for 4. It just kind of just once in a while, and it doesn't seem to me they're on the same page. Feels pretty rigid to me, whether it's on the field or what have you. I think they got a long way to go. I'm not sure that you're going to see this marriage a lot more time if it happens in the next couple of years, if they don't get things done.
We agree. I think, Mitch, we both agree on that one.
We second the
motion.
motion.
Sean, I owe you dinner at Mastro's or Ocean Club when you're back out here. I really appreciate what you did to help me get tickets and all that for the World Series. And
you don't
unfortunately,
you don't owe me anything, brother.
Life got in the way.
I'll be there Game 6 with Mattress Mac. So when we give the thumbs up and rub it in when I text you, you'll know that.
Okay.
You don't owe me anything, brother.
You tell Rock and Minute said hi, would you please?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that